Hi everyone, Donna here, and I want to share with you in this video how I can create some lines and some texture using an eraser. In fact, three types of erasers. Okay, so I'm just going to use my 4B pencil, and I'm going to put down a nice smudge of color. Of course, these techniques can also be used if you're using charcoal as well. Okay. So the first technique that I'm going to use is this Mono Zero by Tombow eraser. And you can see how it's only a couple millimeters. And what's nice about this is that you can create some real fine lines. Can you see that? Let me try it this way. I hope it's coming. Let me try over here where it's a little bit darker. There we go. So you can create whiskers, hairs, fur, feathers. You can create like the highlight of an eye. And let's see if I can get this a little bit darker here. Let's see if it shows up a little bit more. Now the thing is that because it's a small eraser, it will get dirty quickly. So you have to keep cleaning it. And so you can create these like creases and a face. But sometimes you'll see that the graphite will actually smear in the eraser. And this may be in part because my eraser, the tip needs to be cleaned. However, I can use my second eraser, and this is about the same size tip, and I love it because it's battery operated. I can go back and forth. You can press down more, get a nice clean line. Again, great for creases, texture of skin. Like if you're drawing a hand, you need to get the creases in the hand or the eyelid. You can also use that. Now, another eraser which is great to have, that you should have, is called a kneaded eraser. This one is a small one. They come in larger sizes, and it's an eraser that you have to knead. And what's really cool about these erasers is that the more you work with them, the more pliable they get, the softer they get. They will get hard if you leave it out too long. So I put it in a plastic bag when I'm done using it. If they dry out, they really don't. You really can't use it. Now, this eraser is not used like this, although it will sometimes pick up the graphite. How it's used is by lifting. Okay, so you press down and it lifts, and the more you press down over the same spot, the lighter it's going to get. So you can get a very stark lifting where more of the graphite is lifted up. It goes into the eraser and you just knead it right in. You don't have to wipe it off or anything. Or if you want something very light, like a light lifting, you don't press down as hard, just very lightly tap, and you'll get a very soft lifting here. And you can control how much graphite you want to lift up. Okay, so here's a lot more graphite, So I can go very lightly and fade this out. Or I can press down hard and lift up lots of graphite. Okay, you can also twist it. And because it is pliable, you really can shape this however you want. So let's say, for example, and I'm going to put some more graphite down here. So I want to add some texture. We can add texture with the lines using the eraser that way, but I can also do some fine, light tapping. I don't know if you can see those three. Making a point and just tapping. Now, this, you might say, well, you can hardly see it. Yes, but see, that's the reason why you're doing it. Okay, so you can see a little bit here. The reason why is that if you are creating, say, for example, skin tones, and you want to get in hyperrealism, they really use this. They lift out color for the skin pores, or perhaps you just want to lift up just a small amount of graphite that you really, if you ended up using an eraser, whether it's a white eraser or the Tombow eraser, it's going to lift too much. It'll be too stark. And then you have to go back in with the graphite to color it in. Whereas you can control how much graphite is lifted just by tapping it. Another thing is you can use it for blending. So you see this line here, or even over here. Now, you can even though this is a soft line, you can still see it's a gradation. Well, what if I wanted this to be very soft? Like doing a portrait, and this is part of the shadow of the cheek, and I don't want this line that's that heavy. Yes, I could go in with a brush and blend, but I can also do it, the blending, using this kneaded eraser. And what I'm doing is I'm lightly tapping and going over part of that graphite and lifting up, and you're going to see that see how it's just really getting lighter and lighter and lighter to where you have this beautiful gradient. It just fades it off into nothing. So I'm going to show you over here. Okay, so you can see this jagged line. And I'm going straight down. I'm not moving. It's not like I'm going down and dragging the eraser. It's just up and down, tapping. Now, do you see how that just really softened this whole area? So it's not so coarse. It's not a harsh demarcation between the graphite and the white of the paper. Okay, so those are some techniques that you can use using a variety of erasers. Have fun.